On the 22nd of October, with great sadness that I attended the funeral of Sir Sidney Chapman, who died earlier last month. He was the chairman of Young Conservative 64 to 66. He was the MP for Birmingham Handsworth 1970 to 1974, and the MP for Chipping Barnet 1979 to 2005. It is with great regret that I obviously report his death, and I believe Councillor would like to say a few words.
Mr. Mayor, Sidney Chapman was a man ahead of his time. When he was a backbench Member of Parliament, it was he who started National Tree Year 1973. Plant a tree in 73 was his slogan, and as a result of that, 26 million trees were planted. He was an environmentalist long before it was fashionable to be one. But Sidney was an almost unique politician, in that he would spend a lot of time helping other politicians. At the 1997 general election, which wasn't an easy one for the Conservative Party, Sidney went off and campaigned for Open Plastic up in Sheffield and Lady Light Barnes in Staffordshire, because he felt they were friends who deserved some support. When new members of Parliament were elected, Sidney would go and show them the roads, show them where the bars were, show them where the people were. Certainly when I was a young Member of Parliament in 1987, he was most popular. He was popular with his colleagues, which is why he was such a successful whip in the whip's office. He was popular in his constituency. 1997 was a political tsunami in North London for the Conservatives. Oh, yeah. Ministers like Michael Costello, ex-ministers like Rose Boyce, independent backbenchers like Hugh Dykes and John Dawes, all went down. And the only person who survived was Sidney Chapman, that had been a hard-working, conscientious Member of Parliament, respected by people of all political persuasions. Those who were, like you, at his funeral, couldn't fail to be moved by the comments of his three children, who spoke about Sidney the man, Sidney the father. He was a good father. He was a great Member of Parliament, and he was a great patriot, and he will be much missed.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. People may be surprised I'm speaking up on the, on the demise of Sir Sidney Chapman. I worked very closely with Sir Sidney's office when I worked for Ruby Bliss, and I can probably vouch that Sir Sidney did show the new Member of Parliament the fiction gold screen where the bars were. Sidney was definitely a man of his time. He wasn't a career politician. He was a man who believed, like Ruby did, that he was there to represent his constituents, and I think he did it admirably. As I said, I work very, very closely with families that we work to across the board, and actually probably of all the ladies' constituency offices that I work with for my time working for Ruby's, the Finching Alders Green, Member of Parliament, I think I work closer with Sir Sidney's office more than anyone else, and dearly missed Claire and the children, fantastic. Even to this day, I still work closely with the Shipping Barnet Victoria office on some old cases. One memory I do have for Sidney was the topping out ceremony of the Arts Depot. Now, I know many on your side had a problem with this. So Sidney came along and welcomed it. He'd announced his retirement and was actually showing Theresa Villiers the ropes. He decided that he wanted to move after Shipping Barnet and maybe look elsewhere. It was then he decided that maybe he'd like a flat in the new Arts Depot complex. It was then myself and Ruby and a couple of other Labour councillors decided you'll tag along to see what they were like. He welcomed the Arts Depot and he welcomed the arts in Barnet. He would be a Tory completely and sadly missed.
It is also with regret that I announced the death of John Fitzgibbon. Not many of you in this chamber, I think, can remember him. In particular, Jim Tierney can, I think. And his saying was, God bless.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, right. I'm reading an article I found about him. It says, I'm often labelled as an individualist, and I think that what people I've spoken to say that's a very good description. He represented St Paul's Ward since from 1968, and he was Deputy Mayor of Barnet in 1979-80. And as I say, he has now passed on. I would like to call for a minute's silence in respect of these gentlemen, if you'll be upstanding. Thank you.